what's going on, YouTube? What is going on, guys? Another day, another dollar. Appreciate everybody for joining my channel. It's out here trucking, man. Today was one of them days, man. I had everything planned, and nothing went exactly as I hoped it would. So sometimes that happens in trucking. Don't matter if that happens to you. Try your best to keep a positive attitude and keep on trucking, man. Please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. I just wanted to do a real quick video today. There's like 4 points I want to touch on, man, and I really want to just talk about knowing your value as a driver, man. Now, we're in the trucking industry, all right? Everybody who's a part of this industry, from the drivers, from dispatch, from terminal managers, fleet managers, warehouse workers, everybody who does all the logistics, brokers, people who work in shipping, people who work in receiving, everybody, we all get, what's going on, driver? We all get paid, by the freight being moved or the product being moved. All right. So yeah, so guys, we all get paid by the freight being moved, all right? And any business, any company, is going to try to do their best to maximize their revenue. They're going to try to maximize their revenue, and a lot of these trucking companies are going to try to pay you as little as they're going to pay you as much as they legally can get away with. Pay you as little as they can legally get away with, because it's just business. It's just business one-on-one. I mean, even though that we're basically the heartbeat of how these companies are getting paid, and you would think, of course they're going to take care of the drivers. Nah, man. A lot of these companies, man, they will literally, they would try to pay you as low as possible, whether it's hourly rate, cents per mile, whatever. But guys, know your value as a driver. Know your value as a human being. You know what I mean? There's 4 things that you can look out for when you're dealing with the companies, and this not only applies for new drivers, but this is just any driver in general. All right. Number 1, man, is do this company that you work for, do they even know you by your first name? Do they even know you by your last name? A lot of these companies, they may have like a 24-hour line that you can call if something happens, because working truck driving hours, we run all different various hours throughout the day and throughout the night. A lot of these places that have 24 hours dispatch or 24-hour managers on there, you call them and be like, yeah, man, this is Mike, or this is John, or this is Susie, or whatever. They be like, what's your driver number? They automatically go to your driver number. You know what I mean? Well, number 1, you might be working at a mega carrier, and if you're working at a mega carrier, I mean, that's just, depending on how they take their depending on the structure of their office, or how they set everything up, like 9 times out of 10 times, you're only going to be a number, and that's it. You're going to talk to a million different people on the phone. But that's just mega carriers. But if you're at like a mid-size or a small company, and they don't know you personally, it's in terms of your first name or last name, they just, what's your driver number? What's your driver number? I mean, the people that you report to every day, what's your driver number? Like, that's kind of a red flag, man, as far as that company valuing their drivers. Because again, I've been in this industry for several years now. I've been with some really, really great companies, and I've been with some companies that just, I literally was nothing but a body in a truck that can move freight. You know, they didn't care if I stayed. They didn't care if I quit. Whatever happens, one body that leaves, they just get a new body in there. That's it. You're nothing but a number, and that's how they carried it too. You know what I mean? So, and that just, I mean, if that's, I don't know too many people who want to be treated that way. So, like, yeah, just know that, hey, you're the most important asset to any of these trucking companies, because without drivers, you know, nothing gets done, and that's the bottom line. All right. Number two, when you're dealing with a company, you want to see if they offer any type of 401k plan. Okay. Because that right there is definitely going to tell you, not only do they value their drivers, but they also value all of their employees as well. Now, okay, it's, you know, it's a little depending on if the company offers a 401k that match, or they don't do any type of contribution at all. That's a whole nother different story, whatever. But at least they, you know, if you get with a company that has 401k but no contribution, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's, you know, I guess you can take it how you want to. But then there's a lot of companies that don't offer nothing, man. You know, unless you're with a union, where most unions have pension plans after you've been with the company for X amount of years. You're pretty much vested into the company, and then you know, that's when they're going to determine, you know, how long you stay with the company. Means that's going to determine I guess what percentage of the pension you're going to qualify for. So let's say, you know, you may be with a company for 10 years. They may only give you 50% of what, you know, you're supposed to get. Or if they say you've been with the company for 25 years, then you know, once you retire, you qualify for 100 or whatever. But that's just something to think about, you know, in terms of trying to determine if a company values their driver. Do they offer 401k? Do they offer 401k that match? You know what I mean? So, all right, that's that. All right, number 3, man. And I mentioned this before in another video, but guys, as a driver, you're only allowed to work up to 14 hours a day. All right, that's on duty. All right, you're only allowed to drive for 11 hours a day. You want to know if a company values their driver? If you were the company that, let's say you run one load, takes you 3 hours to get there, and they go send you somewhere else for pickup. That could be another hour. Then they say, all right, I want you to run another 2.5 hours this way to drive. After you know, you do everything that you need to do, and they completed the original task that they gave you. Let's say it's like you've been on the clock already for 12 hours. If that dispatcher or that terminal manager gets on the phone and say, "Hey, driver," well, that's another thing too. If he'll call you driver, or he'll call you by your employee ID number. But if you're like, "Hey, driver, how many hours you have on your clock?" Yo, they don't value you as a driver, man. Because again, they're not even they're not taking into consideration that, man, yo, you've been on the clock 12, 13 hours already, and that to bring this particular point home, because I've actually worked for a company at a time, one time, and I forgot how long I was on the clock, but yo, I ran a lot of hours, and I was on duty for a lot of hours, and I ran a lot of miles, and I was fatigued, man. And the terminal manager tried to get me to do something else. I told him no, yo, I'm not doing that, man. He told me, man, I got you for 14 hours. Like, well, I mean, once he uttered those words out of his mouth, I already knew that my time at that company was definitely gonna be coming to an end. Because he doesn't value me as a human being. He doesn't value me as a driver. Like, all he was thinking about was How much can it get done in the 14? How much can it get done in the 14? Now again, I understand it. You know, like I mentioned earlier, this is how we get paid. But yo, we're not human. We're not robots. All right. Yeah, and until they get the automatic trucks to replace us, it's only so much you can do in X amount of hours. And you know, I don't care that I'm not into those energy drinks or the whatever other supplements you may use to quote unquote give you boosted energy. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in doing an honest day's work and getting an honest day's amount of rest, because you have to get rest. And there is such thing as driver fatigue, man. And I made that mistake of trying to go too far, like I was a machine and a robot, trying to be a good company guy. And several years ago, that's how I ended up. Luckily, I was only going 35 miles an hour, but that's how I rear-ended somebody because I was fatigued and I shouldn't have been on the. I should have been pulled over. That was an honest mistake, and that happened when I wasn't even a rookie at the time. I had been driving for a couple of years at that particular point, and yeah, man, I should have listened to my instinct and pulled over, stretch, or just even rest and said to hell with that load. But you know, I'm trying to be a good company guy, and you know, dispatch pushing me to go, pushing me to go. We gotta get this load here. We gotta get this load here. Like, nah, man. Like, guys, always trust your gut. Always trust your instincts, and do whatever is safe. All right. You are more important. That's the one thing I always say. You are more important than the freight that you're delivering. All right. Because again, you know, driving these tractors, driving these trailers, carrying this freight that's so heavy, guys. All it takes is one accident to change your life and to change somebody's life for the worse. And you really, really don't want to make that mistake, all right? So that's just something, all right? And guys, the last thing, the number 4, I just wanted to mention or suggest to let you guys know, if a company values you as a driver, is do they offer any type of incentives? Now, I did work for this one company where, man, I was running, man. I'm talking about, because basically the way, like, once I switched over to being a local driver, and this works as well, same thing for the over-the-road drivers as well, but you guys probably won't be able to generate as much revenue for the company, well, you know, in a day versus a local guy can. A local guy, you know, especially if he's running in like the Northeast region, you know, where freight is kind of much higher, because guys don't like going in Jersey and New York and stuff like that. Yo, man, I work for a company. They did give me performance bonus because I was making so much revenue for the truck per day. I'm talking about, like, I'm running up, doing, you know, kind of like doing like 3 loads a day. And it physically drained me. I was young, and you know, I didn't know any better at the time. But I can say, even though that company I would never recommend anybody to drive for them. I can say that they did give me performance bonus, and it got to the point where I was getting performance bonuses weekly, and this would be like an extra $75 here, extra $100 here. But it got to the point where I kept doing so good that they was like, listen, man, we can't just keep paying you performance bonus every week. So they'll just pay me like one flat rate for performance bonus during the month. So that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, that's one thing. So, you know, check out and see if they give any performance bonuses. See if they give any type of safety bonuses. But because a lot of watch that, because a lot of companies will offer safety bonuses, but then they'll use any little thing to justify not giving you that. But if you actually out here doing what you're supposed to do and you're being safe, and they reward you for that in terms of giving you a safety bonus, that's actually pretty good. And that's another sign that A company actually, they value their drivers, man. So those are two little things in terms of incentives. And I mean, not only that too, I have been with companies where instead of giving me money for performance bonuses, I've gotten a couple of $50, $100 Amazon gift cards just for doing a good job. You know, that was pretty cool. I've been with companies that, you know, they give you all different type of free gear, and not just Amazon gift cards, but other miscellaneous like random gift cards as well. So if I wanted to get something to eat or something like that, so little small stuff like that. Like, again, this isn't, you know, life changing stuff, but the fact that a companies are even offering, any type of incentives and actually noticing that you're doing a great job and rewarding you for doing a good job, that's a telltale sign that, you know, those companies, they definitely value their drivers, man. You know, and I know it's a crazy idea to think about, you know, because again, without the drivers, you know, nothing gets done. But there are a lot of companies that they really don't give a damn about their drivers. Okay, you are nothing but a body, and they feel if, hey, you don't like it, quit. We'll bring in somebody else. You know, as crazy as that sounds, there are a lot of companies that have that mentality. So remember those four thoughts or those four ideas in terms of assessing a company and seeing if they value their drivers. There's plenty more, but I just wanted to touch on those four for today. Really appreciate everybody who subscribed to my channel, who's liked the video, who's comment, who shared. I think the next video I'm gonna do, I might do a little tutorial on shifting, because I know I got one of my subscribers that asked me I should do a video on what kind of tips can I offer in terms of shifting to 10-speed or manual transmission, because I'm in the 10-speed right. I'm driving a 10-speed right now, so be on the lookout for that video. Definitely be on the lookout in the community tabs on my health journey, because I'm trying to lead by example. I actually have came down a couple of pounds, but I probably will post my weight on this coming Sunday, which will be in a couple of days. And yeah, man. So I'm gonna try to keep things up and running for you guys, man. Thank you everybody for joining my channel. This is Out Here Trucking. Till the next video, man. Be safe. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.